All right, guys, so today I'm coming with how I trim my hair. Um, this is a heatless blowout that I have here, and this is how I'm trimming my hair. This is how I always trim my hair. I do not trim my hair to be perfectly blunt even. I actually trim my hair so that I can get the tangles out, I can get the dead ends. My ends are feeling a little thin, and that's why I trim. Let's go ahead and get into the video so that you can see how it all goes down to get perfectly trimmed hair at home. So I start on freshly washed, conditioned, and detangled hair. And then I stretch it without using heat. I do heatless stretch it. And that's how I always start so that I can see where I'm at and see what needs to be cut. What prompted this particular cut actually is when I did my hair growth video, and I noted that the ends were very straggly and brittle. So with me having very fine hair, you can really see the difference. So that prompted me to cut it. So I do my trims twice a year, and I have neglected to do it in June of this year because I started to see if I can grow it any longer, which I was very successful on that, but not properly taking care of my hair and trimming when necessary kind of left me in this position where you can really see where the damage is, where the split ends are. I start off in 4 separate sections as the way that I wash my hair and do anything to my hair. I always start off in 4 sections, and I start with a big bristle comb. You can see me kind of looking at those dead ends right there. All of that is split ends. I start at the back of my head, and I basically just kind of detangle it, and you see I'll get stuck at the very bottom of the hair, and that's basically what I'm going to cut off. Okay, I am not one of those people who, like I said, wants very blunt haircut. No, that's not what I want. I just want to get rid of the split ends, and I basically just separate and cut it off. I pull it down and cut it, and here you see me kind of moving it out to the side so that I can have another angle and cut it. This is a very light trim. Once I finish trimming one particular portion of my hair, I twist it and I continue on to the next portion. So it's not hard to trim your natural hair. It just takes patience, and you have to make sure you detangle, you really feel your hair and try to feel where your hair starts to feel brittle. And that's where you want to cut. And like I said, I always cut at 2 separate angles. Now, with natural hair, it is important to know that it's best to cut your hair in its dry, natural state, not wet. Completely natural state, and that's what you do. Right here, you can actually see that I'm taking off a good inch or whatever in this particular space, and I probably need to cut a little more. However, this is my starting point. This is where my normal cut would be for the first 6 months of the year, and then at the end of the year, I start with another trim on my natural hair. I do use really sharp shears, and I throw away my shears every year. So when you see me cutting this time, these are new shears that I bought from the beauty supply store, and I got these, I believe, for $8, $7.99, and I use it this particular time. I'm going to use it again at the end of the year, and then I'm going to discard them because I want them to be as sharp as possible. I do not shampoo my hair before I cut, simply because you'll end up washing it anyway, because you really want to wash and deep condition your hair after a nice little trim, because it allows you to get back to those ends and seal in that moisture without having the baggage of the dead and split ends at the bottom. It's really not necessary to cut your hair like I hear some people saying cut your hair every 3 months. Well, if I cut an inch off every 3 months and I'm only gaining a quarter of an inch a month, then that wouldn't make sense because I'm not going to retain anything. I'm cutting it all off. Hence why I only cut 2 times a year. And I try not to skip, but you know, life does get in the way sometimes. I'm not big on bangs, so you won't see me cut any bangs or anything specific here. If you are not confident in cutting your hair, I would definitely say find someone that you can trust at a salon that you can trust so that you might be able to have someone cut your hair better for you. I don't know if you can see, my hair has a light brown hue to it, and I'm outside a lot, so I mean, most people in my family have a lighter brown hair, but mine's have always been very dark. I don't know if it's age getting to me or if the sun is changing my color of my hair very rapidly, but I will not be dying. In this part, you can actually see how much hair I'm cutting off. It is straggly to me, but that's a good 3-4 inches worth of hair right there that I am cutting off because it is what it is. It's damaged and I have to get rid of it. So my thought process here is split ends will continue to split up the length of your hair if you don't trim them. It's going to make all of your hair very brittle, very weak, and then you know you're going to end up seeing split ends more often, and you're going to have to trim more hair each time. So that's why I go ahead and do it. Now, I have very fine hair. I know a lot of people say you have to trim your hair when it becomes see-through. Well, most of my hair is see-through. My hair is fine. It's just what it is. It's fine, and I can't go by what's see-through because my hair is see-through. I have very fine strands. So I hate cutting off that much hair, but in the long run, it'll grow back and it'll grow back healthy. So I have no problem with getting rid of those ends. So I just continue to trim, and I really am taking my hands and sliding it down, my fingers, and sliding it down to the ends of the hair to actually feel where it starts to feel rough and or brittle. And that's where I like the cut. And most of the time you will see my comb get stuck in that bottom portion. Look how much hair that is. To you, it may seem like strands, but when you add it all together, for me, that's a good 4 inches that I'm taking off the bottom of my hair. And that is a huge loss for me because I did not do the trims that I needed to do in the beginning. So I'm paying for it now, definitely paying for it now. I can give you, I think, 5 great tips, take-home tips about trimming your natural hair. The first would be trim your hair with very sharp shears. It makes all the difference in the world. Number 2 would be trim your natural hair completely dry. Number 3, trim at least 2 times a year, or when you feel the need, or feel those ends are getting dry and brittle. 4 would be, if you're not confident in trimming your own hair, I would seek professional assistance with someone you can trust. Number 5, I think, is the most important of all. Cutting your hair does not make your hair grow faster. I don't know who came up with that. It doesn't. The ends do not affect your follicles, so one has nothing to do with the other. Trimming when you need it simply keeps your hair more healthy, so you can see your growth, and so you don't have as much breakage. So that's the take home. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more healthy hair tips. Thank you.